Hershey's, they put out a new chocolate bar like for women, for you know woman
Nice.
empowerment month or whatever. And they released this ad, and the new bar is called the Hershey bar.
My name is Faye Johnstone. I'm the Executive Director of Wisdom to Action. We can create a world. My name is Faye Johnstone. I'm the Executive Director of Wisdom to Action. We can create a world where everyone is able to live in public space as their honest and authentic selves. See the women changing how we see the future at Hershey's Canada.
So if you didn't notice, that's not a biological woman in the ad. And I'm seeing this a lot, more and more. You got like people like, it's a trans woman called Dylan Mulvaney. And I think he has like a sponsorship with like tampons or something like that, which makes no sense.
Really?
Yeah, he got like a lot of makeup brand deals and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of women feel like they feel a little offended when they see, like biological men kind of taking over like women's spaces and getting opportunities that, should be, in my opinion, given to like biological women, you know?
This is my opinion on that.
Okay, break it down.
So when it comes to cisgendered women feeling uncomfortable about trans women being in women's spaces, I think that it's completely valid when it has to do with something that does not involve trans women, like a tampon commercial. A trans woman will never understand what it feels like as a cis woman to deal with these back pains, cramps, mood swings, like all of these things that come with being a woman that are not fun. I don't think that's fair. But I do see, I understand there is a difference. I recognize the difference between a cisgendered woman, a biological woman, and a trans woman. But I do see trans women as women, and I will identify to them as that. I see them as she's, I see them as hers, I see them as women. I don't see them in the same light as as for example, as an athlete.
That was gonna be my next question.
It is completely crazy that they are letting trans women compete against cisgendered women, because biologically it is just not fair. And people will make comments like, oh, well, you're 6'3". What is the difference of you, 6'3" woman, playing women's sports? And like, well, how is that fair? But a 6'4" trans woman can't be in that same space. Well, I'm a woman. I was born with the same hormones and the same estrogen levels and the same muscle mass and all of that as a woman. It is different as someone who was born as a biological male and transitions over. You may be on hormones, you may be taking estrogen, they may get certain markers down to levels where they feel it's appropriate to where they can compete at that level. It is not fair. Leah Thompson, who competed in the NCAA, Thompson, whatever. I think that is the most disrespectful. As a female athlete, there are so many limited windows and opportunities for us, period. There are so many obstacles to face to get to that level of competition. The NCAA championship or whatever it was that she won, to steal that opportunity away from cisgendered women who have fought and trained their whole entire life to get to that point, and they're still competing with someone whose wingspan is much longer than theirs, because they are biologically a male whose muscle mass is much higher and denser than biological women. It is not fair. And I think that people that comment on this and say, oh, you're transphobic or whatever, they've never played a sport a day in their life.
Right.
And it's just it's wrong. It's wrong, and it's disrespectful to biological women who even just being a biological woman playing a high level sport, we put our lives on hold. We sacrifice so many opportunities for career wise. There's no opportunity for us to make money as female athletes. There really is not.
Really?
We're playing for No, I don't really get paid to play volleyball. Like, I'm just doing it for the love of it. I don't make enough to really live off of.
Mm,
Like, we do this because we're passionate, because we love it, because we have that dog in us, we have that drive.
right.
You know, we men, when they play a sport at a high level, they're doing it because they're looking at the bag, they're looking at the money. We're putting in all this hard work just simply because it's our passion,
Right.
and that's it. And to have all of the years of work, and even just like playing in the Division 1 level, like, women's sports are not valued the same as men's sports, which I understand why, because we're not as physical, so it's not as like entertaining to watch always, and it's just is pretty sexist. And but I understand that. I'm not saying that it whatever, but I digress.
Mm,
Anyways, I just think that we have enough barriers in front of us as it is, that we don't need to be competing with, you know, people who are born with advantages over biological women.
bravo. I feel exactly the same way. And I feel like anybody with any shred of common sense would agree with that. And yeah, I don't really have anything to challenge about anything you just
Sorry,
said.
I'm passionate about that, clearly.
I can feel it. I can feel it.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just so interesting that the people that are for it have never a day in their life played a sport.